Hello everyone and welcome to this presentation on format of ledger and ledger. Format of general and ledger. My name is Nehal Mone and I am a student of SALS Institute of Management Studies. I am submitting this presentation to Mr. Deepak sir. He is my assistant professor. Now, introduction. A business transactions are recorded in the books of accounts. Whatever the business transactions are there are records in the accounts via journals and ledger. For recording the transaction, you need a ledger. Ledger means whatever the heads are there are preparing the whatever the heads you're performing in your transactions are formed in a ledger, and all the ledgers which are records in a journal. Next is ledger is also called as your principal books of accounts. Postings of entries in a ledger is made from the journal, which is known as subsidiary books of accounts. Entries are made categorically on the basis of the source of departments. A voucher indicating accounts to be debited or credited, it's prepared and record systematically in the ledger. Now, this is a rule of debit and credits. There are three types of accounts: your personal accounts, your real accounts, and nominal accounts. Now, personal accounts, whatever we receive are records in a debit side, and whatever we give are records in a credit side. Next is a real account. In a real account, whatever comes in, whatever the transaction comes in your business are records in your debit sides, and whatever transactions we are doing outside are records in a goes from the business are records in a credit side. Next is nominal account. Now, in nominal accounts, they be records for expense, loss, gain, and income. Whatever the expenses and losses are there are records in a debit side, and whatever the incomes and gains are there are records in a credit side. Next is a general. How this is a general format. Now there is a date, particular, LF, debit, and credit. Now in whatever the transactions are heads on a date, the date is record. Whatever the transaction there, suppose if you are doing a pay, you are receiving a payment from XYZ person, then you will record. Cash comes in means cash are records in debit side, and cash goes out from a white are records on credit side. The entry how will be record: cash account debit 5,000 and white account debit 5,000. And the LF means your bill number, your transaction number. And this is a narration. Narration is compulsory to record in your journal. Next is example of your opening, and this is your balance sheet where this is the format of your balance sheet. This is assets and liability, and this is your next is ledger. In account, transaction of one natures are posted. All accounts put together and consolidated a ledger. A ledger is a books which contain a permanent records of all transactions in a summarized and classified way. It is it is the book which is used to prepare a trial balance. From the trial balance, financial statements are prepared. Ledger is also called as principal books of accounts. Now, steps in identifying in the ledger the accounts to be credited. Enter the date of transaction in the date column of the credit side. Write the name of accounts that has been debit in the respective entries in a particular column on the credit sides of the accounts by followed by the name. Record the page number. We seen in your first form. We seen in our third sides where we show your general format. Now this is a process of balancing ledger account. Total both sides of a ledger account. Find out the difference. If the debit side, here we show if the debit side total is more than the credit side returns difference of credits and as balance carry forward. If the credit side total is more than the than that of debit side returns the right on the credit side as balance to be carried down. Make it total of debit sides equals to credit side. Draw a double line after the total. Bring forward balance to on the next page. If the debit balance, write down the debit side has to balance brought down. If the debit balance written down, the debit side to be balance brought down. Next is conclusion. Summary of formats. The general records transactions in a calculation records and other ledger categorize and summarize those transactions. Next is the role in accounting. Both the generals and ledger play a key roles in ensuring the accurate and financial reporting and decision making. Importance is accuracy. Correctly posting transactions from the journal to the ledger is essential for the accurate financial statement. Thank you.